Welcome back to Wookies on X-Wing. My name is Matt.
I'm John.
And we've got our Game 2 of the 4th round of Fredericton Gamezilla Store Championship.
So we have two lists here, as you will notice. I will be playing in one of them. That's the XXB. So that's Wes, Veteran Instincts, and R2 Astromech. Jek Porkins with R5D8, Opportunist, and Keyan Farlander with Advanced Sensors and Opportunist as well. My opponent is Brad.
And Brad is playing Lando with Determination, Nien Numb, and Jan Ors, as well as Chewie with a Push the Limit, a Falcon title, 3PO, and a Recon Specialist. So a hell of a lot of actions.
Absolutely. So here we are. The asteroids are played out in a way that is kind of good for big ships, and it looks like Brad is deploying all in one corner, whereas I've decided to take the center just to mix things up. And my plan going in is to try... I noticed that Lando is kind of the key to handing out actions, having this high action economy, and I'm going to gun for Lando right away.
It should be interesting. I have a feeling this game is going to play out a lot different than your usual ones, what with, not playing Imperials.
Yeah, I thought of this fun list, and I wanted to show how fun and interesting X-Wings can get, and here I am at the top tables. So Jek Porkins and Wes, a lot of fun. Porkins is a little silly with his ability to just get rid of stress. Combine that with Opportunist, and he can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, and Farlander having Opportunist is like, hey, I have yet another way to just give myself my pseudo-focus. This is great.
Absolutely, and Wes ties it all together with the ability to strip tokens. He can fire first, so I never have to worry about my opponent, if I'm focus firing, never have to worry about my opponent having tokens.
Yeah, pilot skill 10 Wes is scary.
So yeah. So a lot of attack dice. If I get in range 1, I have 5 attack dice. It's pretty groovy.
You're not a Phantom. What are you doing?
I'm an X-Wing, baby.
Alright, so we got, pretty usual first turn moves. Feeling the Falcons are just going to trundle forward.
Yeah, they have that nice lane, and they're going to use it to their advantage, and that's fine by me. I'm going to come in and try to pick off one of the Falcons. Now, Lando is off in the corner right now, and kind of going with my feeling of, hey, here's the lead, the factory of my engine economy. I'm going to keep it protected and castle it up. So that makes me want to gun for it even more.
Yeah, he's such a nice action battery.
Yeah, with Nien Numb being able to go pretty much any speed forward, and then hand out those actions is pretty groovy.
Alright, so take a bump on Keyan, but it's first turn. Doesn't matter. He's in position.
Not only that, I've already used my action with Advanced Sensors to barrel roll out of the way. I kind of deployed in a mismatch way. I was going to maneuver around the asteroids. I guess I didn't do it fast enough, or exactly how I wanted to approach it. So
that's all right. We'll see what happens.
I want to use the asteroids to my advantage on small ships fighting big ships. So I want to use every edge I can get.
Yeah, you can slip in amongst them, get the asteroids between you and your target. And we'll see up in the towards Brad's side and around the middle. There's actually a lot of space there that his big ships really don't want to get into.
Yeah, there is a lot of space, but it's a trap. If he gets in there, then he won't be able to maneuver out. He'll have to go through asteroids, where I can just stay near him. If I have to bump with one of my X-Wings, I can. That X-Wing is not going to get shot at by that Falcon. Great.
Yeah, so he's still... looks like Brad's just going to be leveraging the Falcon's turret. So I'm just going to go forward. I know what these ships can do, so we're going to use them.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. I don't have anything like outmaneuver that he has to worry about. Especially when you have like C-3PO and your evade tokens having only no evade dice kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But I just have a lot of front-loaded damage, and I want to try to use it to my advantage.
Yeah, so here we go. Definitely going to be getting some shots this turn.
Oh yeah, here comes Porkins. Love the guy.
Yeah, he's... it's great, talking about when Porkins first came out, everybody was like, why is he pilot skill 7? He's a terrible pilot. It's like, no, he's actually a really good pilot. He's just kind of reckless. And, you know, his X-Wing crapped the bed on him, so he died.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is that he flies his X-Wing without any kind of... Well, he basically turns the safeties off, if you want to call it that. So he can't feel... It's a very smooth ride for him. He can't feel exactly what's going on with the ship, and, you know, he doesn't feel those high Gs, which is why he doesn't get stressed. However, it does do damage to his X-Wing as a result, and that's perfectly represented in his card. So he can do things that another X-Wing couldn't even dream of, like, you know, doing a K-turn and then getting an action afterwards.
Yeah.
But he has that risk of getting hit by an attack. Now, I've also combined that with the droid that, in the fluff, is his droid, but also works really well in tangent with him, which is the R5P9, which is, as an action, you can roll an evade dice. If you get an evade result, you can just discard a hit.
Yeah, this is like, let's put the engine back on. Okay.
Well, it gives you that nice bit of attrition. If you're getting in a fight, he can disengage and start repairing his fighter and come back. And if anybody wants to tail him, he can just do a K-turn and basically joust.
Yeah, it's very useful.
And Keyan's pretty much the same way. Yeah, he can stress himself out, but that's exactly what he wants. Yeah. He's not worried about getting stress.
Yeah, he's only got the 1 defense dice, so the focus is If I'm focused for my 1 defense dice, okay, fine. I guess if I really need it, but otherwise, have with it. Let's just stress myself out and try to kill you first.
So here I get 2 attack dice right away. Or 2 hits out of my 3 attack dice. He rolls a blank. I'm firing at Chewie here.
So there's the C-3PO trigger. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of those this game.
Yeah, on top of that, he uses his evade token, so he doesn't take any damage. However, with Wes's ability, I'm able to strip him of his evade token.
So here we go. We got Wes opening up. Another couple nice hits. So. Alright. Porkins, and there's 1. To get a point. First point of damage of the game.
I like it.
You decided not to Opportunist there?
No, I didn't want to stress him out too early. I wanted to leave my options open. Just getting some, you know, bare hits in. I don't want to force the path that I have to walk, kind of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
On top of which, he had a lot of actions just running around, and I'm splitting my fire a bit because I kind of want to start getting at Lando.
Yeah, he's take a target of opportunity on Chewie, but Lando's the one you're after.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to eliminate that action economy right away.
So it was 1 hit rolled, 1 defense rolled. A little unfortunate, but
it's early turns in the game. I'm not overly concerned, and I mean, I have some really durable fighters.
Yeah, for sure. X-wings are. A lot of people say they show their age, but you know what? They're still 5 health and 2 defense. They're nice. I like them.
Yeah, they're not. What you have to do with X-wings, and I tried to do this with my list, is when you want to build a list with X-wings. X-wings are great for, you know, handcrafting your list to include them, and they will perform that task. Especially, you know, the various different options you have with Astromechs, torpedoes, and modifications, and EPTs. You can do a whole slew of things, and they have some incredible pilot abilities for what they can do. Like Wedge is amazing, Biggs is great, but here I went with Porkins and Wes.
So we got 2 focus results to 2 hits and 1 defense for a point of damage to against John. And on to the next turn. So not a lot of damage went out that turn, but it's okay. It's just the preliminary get some poke in.
Yes, absolutely. Wes has taken some damage. I like Wes is a bit of a cornerstone for my list, and he got into the fight a lot faster than I was expecting him. I thought the other fighters would be towing in, so I'm gonna probably try to just mitigate his ability to take damage while the other fighter's getting into position.
Yeah, that makes sense. It looks like Brad's going to be trying to use that asteroid as much as he can.
Oh, I don't blame him.
Either screen himself against your fighters.
It's a good strategy. I mean, asteroids, while they can be a hindrance for large ships, they can also be a great boon.
Yeah, for sure.
Having that, 2 defense dice or 3 defense dice at range 3, when you're in between an asteroid that's on a Falcon, it's pretty groovy.
When a Falcon is as defensive as a TIE fighter, something's gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, and Brad has just an amazing amount of actions, and I have no ability to not bump my own fighters.
So here we go. We got our big guns swinging in. Get some shots off.
Yeah, I was able to nicely space out my 2 fighters so they were no longer on each other's tails. And getting some actions going.
Lots of target locks. You can just imagine the computer in that Falcon screaming at him, going, "We've got all of the target locks! Oh God, no!"
Yeah.
So Lando's.
How many target locks are on the Falcon? Yes.
There we go, giving Chewie another evade token.
Yeah, Chewie's just getting to the point where, and we've talked about this on Wookies on X-Wing in the past, especially with fighters like Night Beast, or when you have swarm tactics that give people more defensive options, or it's not swarm tactics, squad leader. You get your fighters to just too defensive, and nobody will want to fire at that, and that's probably a good thing. But when I'm already gunning after Lando, maybe you want to make me split the damage a bit. So
here you go. Here's Wes coming up.
Yeah, I bumped into Chewie, but I don't want range 1 shots against Wes. So
no, we don't want Chewie to shoot Wes if we can help it.
Yeah. So here I'm firing at Lando, and my goal is to just strip him of his target lock, and that way he won't be able to hurt me back that much.
Yeah, it's such a nice ability that Wes has.
Yeah.
Oh, it's devastating. Especially if you have those abilities like a Recon Specialist or something like that, where you get those multiple tokens per, and it's just like, well, you might as well spend some of them because you're going to lose them anyway.
Yeah. We can only strip 1, but this is where it was fairly brutal for me, where he just throws 3 attacks back. I don't roll any blanks. I get a crit on top of that, and I'm just out. Wes is out. A lucky shot from the Falcon kind of ruins Wes's day.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But Lando is now sitting no tokens, so I have a feeling we've got some opportunists coming up. So there it is. There's Porkins' ability.
Yep. So I'm not going to stress myself out. I don't roll a hit, so I don't take any damage. And now I'm just opportunisting. I get 3 hits.
So a very scary amount of dice.
And he gets 1 defense.
So there you go. Get some damage going through on Lando.
Yeah, and Keyan I'm going to do the same thing with, I think. Just want to focus fire. A little bit peeved that Wes is gone, so I'm going to use that anger to enhance my dice rolling.
And Keyan is I'm going to stress myself out. And I shoot better, because I'm a psycho.
Yeah.
So we got...
just a brutal attack.
Yeah,
absolutely brutal.
3 hits, 1 crit. Does defend 2 of them, but still that's... There we go, we got the first points of hull damage going through onto Lando.
Yep, and the first one of those crits reduces the weapon value by 1. Little bit sad that I got that now that Wes is dead. But, I'm happy that Lando is not as durable.
Them's the breaks.
Yeah.
So Lando shooting back, couple of hits. No defenses rolled, unfortunately. I'm sensing a theme.
Yeah, well, if I spin the pinwheel of excuses that I have for today, it will probably land on dice suck. Defense dice suck for me. And it's probably the other reason why I'm playing Rebels is because I don't like rolling, my TIE Fighter defense dice and getting blanks.
And then having TIE Fighters go, "Oh, you sneezed on me." Dang. So here he is. That maneuverability of the Falcon just skirting the edge of the asteroid.
Yeah. And I'm just bumping my own fighters like a tool.
And here we got Porkins again, flying a little close to the sun there.
Yeah, Porkins is definitely my Icarus, but it worked out for me. I didn't land on that asteroid.
That's a pretty rock. I don't want to touch it.
Yes. My anger is focusing me. Rah.
There's a very useful ability here of advanced sensors. Just going to... Yeah, I'm going to barrel roll before I move. Excellent.
Well, that's why I love advanced sensors. A lot of people like fire control system but I mean, you give anything a system upgrade on, and if they have a lot of decent actions, especially if they have ability to get access to boost, which everybody does, obviously, but they can have boost, they can have barrel roll, then I'm going to take advanced sensors. I just love that maneuverability.
Yeah, those abilities to place your ship before moving is powerful.
Like, I pretty much, I firmly believe that if you want to get a space cow to work for you, then you need advanced sensors on it, and probably an engine upgrade as well. But you need one or the other.
So here we go. We got some very nice close range shots coming in here. Chewie's still unfortunately stressed out from his push the limit last turn. So that will limit his both defensive and offensive abilities.
Yeah. He didn't want to risk too much of that maneuvering when it comes to getting off that board edge. So, when you're planning out for future turns, that kind of thing, so I don't really blame him. I was a little surprised that he target locked with Lando instead of focusing.
Yeah, being able to, even if you don't ever use the focus, just sit on it and go, you can't opportunist me.
Well, that's exactly it. And now here is a nice 3-hit blast, and I don't defend at all. I get 2 crits. One of them is a minor explosion. One of them is a minor hull breach. I don't roll a hit, so I'm happy about that.
Porkins doesn't just blow up.
No. But I do... I am in a tight spot with Porkins.
He's not happy.
I've already lost one of my fighters, and both of the Falcons are still on the board. I'm not feeling too good about this. But I still have to I still have 10 attack dice coming at the Falcon.
Yeah, it's a lot of hate. So here we go. We got a nice range 1 Opportunist.
Yeah, I decided to take the stress. I just don't want to risk blowing myself up.
So
4 attack dice.
4 hits. 0 defense. So that is a very unhappy Lando. He just lost half of his remaining. He lost half of his hull points there.
Yeah.
There, 2 health left.
Like a punch in the face with a brick boxing glove.
Yeah, that's well, that's the power of Opportunist if you can leverage it.
And
that's scary.
That's what this list is all about: hitting as hard as it possibly can, and hopefully laughing the rest of the way. I got those fighters that 2 X-wings and a B-wing. They can dogfight pretty effectively. And a lot of those big ships like Decimators and Falcons, they don't like that sheer number of attacks that these things can pull out.
Yeah, just being able to overwhelm your very low defense dice number and then just burn through what's basically your ship's relying on is your health pool.
Yeah. So this is a really close call here. It's a range 2 or 3. We can't decide exactly which is which. I could see them overlapping, and when I bent it over, it didn't look like it was going to, but it's one of those things with mathematics. You have a hypotenuse.
Yeah.
But we didn't want to argue about it, so range 3 it is.
Still, it's 4 versus 3, and Lando has 2 health. This is still a scary time. So here we are. Got target lock. Spend your stress. Get it out of there. 4 hits. And just because you rolled 4 damage, there's no way that Lando can survive that.
No. It's a done deal for Lando.
Lando is dead. Lando is dead. Long live the remaining Falcon.
Yeah.
So now Chewie gets to shoot back. Still range 1. And that's...
There's nothing I can do.
Unfortunately, that's it for Porkins as well.
Yeah.
Same situation. He gets at least 1 through. That's all you have left.
Yeah, it's a bit of a peace trade, I think. But
yeah, normally, I think if Chewie was in rougher shape, it would be a good peace trade. At this point, because he's only got 1 damage, you're in for a rough time.
I took a lot of hit, and I'm starting to really sort of look at Chewie, and I feel that going after Lando at this point, looking at the game. Oop, and here's me bumping ships again. At this point, looking at the game, I thought I went after the right choice. You know, Lando was in a high action economy. He was giving actions to Chewie. Taking Lando out will probably make Chewie easier to deal with. Wes got kicked out of the game a lot earlier than I was expecting, and now Chewie's there. And all I'm looking at when I see what's on Chewie is a combination of the Millennium Falcon title and C-3PO, and that is not a combination I want to see on any Falcon. So
especially not when you have to one-on-one it.
Yes, and it's pretty much full health at this point. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this.
I think maybe the only thing... I think the one ship I'd be comfortable playing that in one-on-one in is probably Whisper.
Yeah, I mean, Phantom could maybe do it, especially since Chewie has such a low pilot skill. There's a couple of other fighters that could do a couple of other big ships that could do it, but a B-wing.
No, just that one defense dice.
Yeah, I would even have preferred if I had an X-wing, because the one defense dice is rough. He has a very limited, dial, but aside from that, the attack power and the attack power is really good on Keyan, but I would have preferred maybe Porkins or Wes at this point.
Yeah, and here it is. We got 3 hits, and doesn't roll an evade, but guesses 0 with 3PO, takes his evade token, and goes from 3 hits to 1. And that is, that's got to be kind of annoying.
Yeah, a little bit. So he's firing back. He has his target lock, which is going to blow now. And now I get.
You get 0.
I don't get anything. I'm not expecting anything. I haven't rolled very well on the defense, so that's fine. But the wheels are starting to turn. When I realized I fired at him, I got a really good hit. I only got 1 damage through. He fired at me. He got a mediocre hit. He got damage through.
When you look at that with the Falcon title and 3PO, as long as you guess 0, you're guaranteed to evade 2 dice.
Yeah.
Because whether or not you roll the evade dice with 3PO, he's going to give you 1, and then you have your token.
Yeah, absolutely. So now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this, and I'm trying to think laterally. In other miniature games, that tends to be my strong suit. I like using my Imperial ships to that advantage as well. With Rebels, you don't have that many maneuvers, especially with a B-wing, so it's very difficult, and it's very difficult to think laterally.
Yeah, so here we go. We got gonna open up again, and at this point, Chewie can very comfortably stop you from triggering Opportunist.
Oh yeah, all he has to do is keep a focus token on him, or an evade token, which he probably will always have an evade token.
So again, we got 3 hits, takes 1 point of damage. The amount of attrition power that C-3PO and the Falcon title gives you is incredible. It
is very disgusting.
And he gets 3 hits back, and you evade 1.
I feel happy. I feel that I've succeeded in something, and I can go home now. I have rolled defense dice.
I have rolled the defense dice.
And it saved me from something. But yeah, the B-Wing, at this point, I don't feel like, I don't have enough defense dice. I don't have enough maneuverability to deal with this. I'm going to try something completely different.
Yeah. So we got... I have a feeling that the Falcon's going to be doing something very similar to this for most of the game. It's just gently circling.
It's working for him. He has he stresses himself out to get those a billion actions. I keep on going for it, right?
Yeah.
There is no downside to doing that.
No, well, seeing a Falcon with an evade token and 2 focus, it's no. It's a little gross.
So I'm trying to get into position here. Leveraging my, the barrel roll ability, that kind of thing. And more than anything, I'm trying to cut him off at the pass, as it were. I don't think that he's going to go too far out into the open field. He wants to keep relatively close to me. And he has to do those 1 maneuvers in order to keep his is green, stress, high economy. So I get some damage in, but again, not the kind of damage I want.
No.
And he's going to fire back at me.
That's just rough. So there it is, 3 hits. Defend 0.
Take my first point of damage, lost all my shields. I got 2 hull left on a B-wing, and the Falcon's barely touched. Not feeling the greatest.
No. Fortunately, the writing's pretty much on the wall at this point. At least for whether or not you can kill the Falcon.
Well, I have a plan up my sleeve. It is a devious plan, but I need to get my Opportunist off, and I know that he's been constantly stressing himself out in order to get that action economy. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a dick. Acquire my target lock right away. It'll come in later, and I'm just going to drive right into him. Because I can't get shot. The best form of defense is not getting shot, and I can't get shot if I'm touching base with them.
Yep, that works. We got another. Let's see what Chewie's gonna do. Oh, it's just gonna burn his stress.
So I'm playing a kind of game of chicken with him here now. He's gonna do his one maneuver to get rid of his stress. All right, that's fine. I'm gonna bump into him.
Yep. Immediately re-stress himself.
Yep. Now I have my target lock, and now I'm stressed. That's exactly what I want. And then bumped into him again. And there's nowhere that he can go that I won't bump into him again if he does a green maneuver. Now, he figured out, okay, this is going to get old really fast, so I'm going to just punch it and go forward, keep the stress.
Makes sense.
Yep.
It's not a bad idea, especially with that much health left remaining.
Now this is exactly what I wanted, but I didn't. I was expecting him to push it for another turn, and I didn't call the shot, and I'm not in a really good spot right now.
So you'll be able to get some attacks on him. Your focus, or you're stressed and target locked.
Yeah. Spend my stress. I have the target lock. I'm not spending it. I don't know why I'm not spending it.
And there it is. 2 hits for 0 damage. Some more. Oh, and Keyan's down to 1. This is it. Can you survive?
I'm pretty much resigned at this point. I screwed up my gambit. I didn't de-stress so I could Opportunist. I didn't spend my target lock for some reason. I'm just making errors, and I can't think of any good excuses why I made them. So, I think this is pretty much going to be game for me. I can't barrel roll into a good spot because of asteroids. So, I'm going to maybe try to break a... Nope, I still can't do that. So, try going the other way.
So what's your point spread?
It's tense.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Going through an asteroid. Maybe I can take myself out before he can take me out.
34.
Survey says
58. Cool.
Ah.
you took yourself out.
All right. What?
Yeah.
That was close.
The one time you don't want to roll, no damage. Oh well. So here it is. Falcon's behind you now.
Yeah, and I couldn't get through the asteroid. Like, I couldn't get to a point where the asteroid would defend me.
Not quite.
Close, but no cigar. And I'm moving my model. Maybe if I hadn't nudged it, it would be the good, but no.
And there it is.
Nothing I could do. That's game.
And with that, that brings to a close the Swiss rounds of the Store Championships. Next week, we start our cut to top 8. And we've got a bit of a surprise up our sleeves for you guys. I think you'll like it.
Until then, please be sure to like, subscribe, favorite, and follow us on Twitter at NorthGameNet. Join us on Facebook at Northern Gaming Network.
Thanks for watching, guys.